Hello everybody, Sifd here again, and today we're playing Godslayer Arena. The game is a roguelike autobattler game, but the game itself looks as if you're playing Diablo game, or Path of Exile for that matter. And as I said, it is an autobattler game, so there is gonna be, what are these called, traits I guess, or yeah, traits is what they're called. So there's gonna be a lot of reading, but I'm gonna try to skim or skip over it, because I don't want to be like all-reading here. I would prefer doing 2 runs with a little bit of explaining than actually doing 1 run with a million hours of explaining. So how does these cards, how do you read these cards? I'm gonna just go quickly over it so you can read them yourself while I'm just floating over these. So first of all, there is the ability of the card itself, which is the part that is below, excuse me for that, the part that's below the image of the card there, which says here, for example, passive buff spells generate 2% more mana per active minion, and active summon an enhanced staff, refill 1. That's what this spell does. And then on the left side you can see the traits. This is Twilight, Summoner, and Arcane, and those do a bunch of stuff themselves. And then below that, the tags, passive, projectile, and refill. And then we're going to be building a character here. We are this guy, the Berserker. We have a passive that says we refill a Berserker blood, Raging Blood, which gives us bonus spell power and mana regen, increased attack speed, and basic attacks cleave all enemies in the area. What is mana regen, I'm going to explain in a moment. So let's see what spells we got. We got the thing I just read, which is I don't have summon, so that's a bit useless. I mean, it summons on active, it summons a thing. It summons the thing on the right side, the enhanced staff thing, which is a 15 damage attack unit. Defile, spawn a desecrated corpse near 2 enemies. These corpses deal 50 damage over 3 seconds to nearby enemies. Spend a shield, desecrated corpses gain 50% increased base damage. Now the shields, you gain shields if you cast certain spells. Those are specifically the ones with the Bulwark trait. We don't have that at all right now. And then this one, summon a Wartoad. Summon a Wartoad, Martial 6. What is Martial 6? Martial 6 is increase your spell damage by X% for every 10 attack damage you have, where X is the spell martial value. So this is going to give us 6% for every 10 damage we have. Pretty much. I'm pressing escape all the time. I don't know what I'm supposed to. But anyway, we're going to buy the summon here. And let's go into this. Now the summon also has some traits. These 3: Avirata, which says that you gain more resonance, Reaver, which says you get more area of effect, and Summoner, which says minions spawned do more damage. Now what we're gonna go with, we're gonna see, but for now let's actually begin the fight. Now you see this thing, the mana orb. The moment we're in the fight, the mana orb is gonna be on one of the spells we have. Right now we only have 1 spell. The Wartoad is doing whirlwind attacks. Okay, awesome. So the mana orb is going to be in one of these spells, and it's going to be filling up the mana of that spell. And every time we get 15 mana on the spell, it's going to cast another of those Wartoads that are running with us here with the whirlwind attacks. Very nice. I would like to do a summoner build, to be honest. I would like that idea as a concept, but we're going to see what we're going to actually play with at the end of this. I'm going to mainly be reading spells and then secondary the traits. Let's get into this. Now, you can always buy only 1 of these spells, and you cannot freeze them, by the way, yeah. And you get 1 reroll every fight you do, so that means pretty much you get 2 spells every fight, if you just think simply about it. So let's see where we're gonna go. Harvest. Consumes the nearest corpse to regenerate 20 health and refill 1. Refill 1 means you can cast the spell twice, so you pretty much cast the spell multiple times, is what this does. And it's also in Necroweaver Enigma. Planet Shift, step into an alternate dimension, dealing 25 damage in an area, teleport to random enemy, the location dealing 25% more damage, 24 more damage when you return. Gain 1 Hex Deflection score per enemy hit by the spell. Hex Deflection score is the chance of you not getting AoE hit. Hex is the AoE. On the ground, there are always like big red explosions. Those are called hex in this game. So you need hex deflection to not get hit by hexes, and you need just evasion to not get hit by attacks. Opponents either do the AoE or they do the attack. Passive basic attacks grant this spell's 1 mana. Active gain 20 rage and auto cast a random buff spell at 75% spell power. Okay. This is for an auto attack build with rage. I could maybe go that. We're gonna see what we're gonna go. It also has eclipse. Right now we're not into any of these, but doesn't matter. Let's get the battle rage. We might use that. Who knows? Let's roll them. And we got another battle rage here, or we can go corpse throw. Throw 3 corpses in all directions, dealing damage, and spend 1 shield. Throw twice as many corpses, they deal less damage. Recognition axe. Every 3rd basic attack causes the target to explode, dealing 20 damage in the area. And active for 4 seconds, gain 10% attack speed, and grant all area spells 10% increase area. I would enjoy the exploding axe, but I think I would like to go with this Soul Raker. I like this idea here with the Soul Waker, which says that you gain more rage, And then soul spells gain spell power for every 25 rage you gain. So that means we're gonna go like into a crazy rage build. And the rage once again gives us a spell power, a mana regen, attack speed, and cleave. So I would like that as an idea. Are there even enough of these spells? There are 4 of these spells. And it goes up to 4. That looks like a trap. What is this? Tier 5 legendary. The spell's not available in the demo. Ah, very nice. The game is, by the way, a free demo right now. You can literally play what you see. But yeah, for now, let's actually try to go for this battle cry. Let's go. By the way, the game at the end is going to be 25 fights. The demo only has 20 fights. So that's important. These are the hexes here. The huge round explosions on the ground. These 3 hits. And here at the bottom, you can see how much health I regened, which right now is 100, 200. How many dodges I did, attacks I evaded, and how many hexes I blocked. So these numbers are good to know what's happening, and these numbers are also good to know what's happening. Whyte does this damage, basic attack, do these damage. Right now it's 50-50 on who does more. Is it the Whyte or is it me? And we got the next fight. Let's see what we're gonna get. On our Whyte level, that would be nice. The game has the classic get 3 of the same kind and they're gonna become more powerful. You do not get any higher tier version though, that's not a thing. This is the summon tree. And this is a passive your buff spell, generate 2% more mana per active minion. Active summon enhanced staff, refill 1. I enjoy that. Or we can go with Shockstone. Passive, every 4 seconds consume the nearest corpse to summon a lightning pylon. Active trigger a lightning blast on yourself and all lightning pylons, each dealing 4 damage. This is a corpse building. And I mean, I would like to level up this, but for now, let's get the summon staff so I have different builds going on here. So now we got the summon staff, which gives us enhanced staff, and then we still have the Whyte. And both of these have a refill 1, which means they're going to be cast twice each. Roll away. I'm forced to roll away, by the way. Activate a random enemy and deal 35 damage in an area. Corpses inside this area are consumed, granting all buff spells 1 spell power per corpse. Okay. Plane shift. Let's go with Battle Cry here, so it levels up. That's active, gain 3D range, and auto cast a random buff spell at 110. So this used to be... Oh, it gives us more rage. Okay, I really want to go into this. The Eclipse tree, by the way, is a bit unique here. It says your 3 rightmost spells gain various bonuses, and here specifically they gain more mana regen, more damage, and then also more spell power. Spell power is the purple number there. Here at the bottom, you can see how much spell power each has. It's 100, so that's 100% value gained. Some things don't really gain anything from spell power, like this thing. Although the pet itself might gain. Yeah, the pet gets more duration. So summon spell gets more duration from spell power. That's what's happening. Oh, that's the magic wand. Okay. Okay, I see how it goes. I guess I want to get the Whyte first because it's AoE. I would assume that we're doing less damage now that I have the staff that pretty much does nothing. Although it's helping, of course, but it feels like it's doing nothing. The Whyte just straight up seem better. And the Battle Cry definitely does not fit right now. I think my build is worse because of what I have. Basic attacks are doing more damage than both of my summons. Which is, that should never be the case. And we found the first item here. So the game has items, we have equipment, and we're supposed to get up to 5. Of course, in the demo, we're not going to be able to get all of them. Get 125 resonance whenever you discard a level 2 or 3 spell. Level means that if it's silver or if it's gold. So if I get 3 times the same thing, resonance is this thing here, and now resonance gives you some buffs. So this is really good. It's easy to get this. For every 2 tier 3 spells you acquire, you gain 100 resonance every fight. So that means we're gonna be getting almost the fight worth of the resonance, if not more. For every 2 tier 3 spells you acquire, permanently gain 1 attack damage. Gain 4 random tier 3 spells. Tier 3 are the stars. 3-star spells is what this means. I mean, we're gonna get 3-star spells randomly. If I go into the summoner idea, 2-star, 3-star, 3-star, 4-star, and then another 4-star mainly. If I go into the other idea here, what was this? A Soulraker, gonna be 2-star, 3-star, 4-star. I don't know. What is this? Whenever you refresh your spell shop, gain 100 health for the next upcoming fight. You can now save your shop refreshes between rounds. At the start of each round, gain an additional shop refresh for every 10 shop refreshes you're holding. Maximum 2 additional refreshes. Okay, I like this. So we're gonna go for 20 refreshes. So I start gaining a bunch of refreshes for free. Is what we're gonna go with. So we're gonna go Hoarder's Band. I think that's the most valuable here. And here I can go either for XP, and the faster I get XP, the more slots I'm gonna gain, or for more refreshes. The more refreshes I get, the faster I'm gonna be gaining the Hoarders thing. But I'm gonna begin with XP here because this 2 refreshes is a very low number. You might get 3 here or even 4 sometimes. So I'm gonna go with a 20 XP. Although, is that a good idea? I believe so. Yeah, let's go to additional refreshes. And I have 3 now. We're gonna sit at 3 and we're gonna just get another Warlord. Toad Warlord, and I would say we're gonna go with another Toad Warlord so we spawn these a bit more often. Honestly, I think this should not be in the build. This should neither be in the build. I mean, the build should just be this. But the thing is, the more spells you have equipped, the more life you have. Look at this, 125. The color of the spell itself is what gives you the life. I think this is the best layout here. Let's go into a fight. By the way, I didn't read the other cards. I'm sorry, but I was a bit too eager there to pick up the Toad I care about. I'm gonna not forget about it next time. Let's go back to our DPS meter to see if we're actually doing it. I do more now. I like how there are 2 different sets of... what is called? Warlord... Wartoad. I'm not sure why I'm saying Warlord. Let's go Wartoads. Of course, getting these to silver is very important, so you get more max life. You have 5 lives at the bottom left corner. You can see how many lives you have. When you lose a life, you just fully heal. So I don't have 2,000 life, I have 10,000 life split into increments of 2,000. That's how it goes here. Let's see what we're gonna get. 3 refreshes of 20 XP. You see, I told you previously maybe should have gone with XP. Let's go 3 additional refreshes. Summon Ice Knight. We got another summon, very nice. And then we got a Frostcraft. So this is just a summon, then spend 2 shield to summon 2 additional Ice Knights. Summon 3 Ice Knights. Okay, that's a bunch of summons. I like that. And this gets... your buff spells generate 2% more mana per active minion. This is a buff, right? Yeah, this is a buff passive. This is an area. Just area. This is a passive projectile refill. And this is a charge spender vitality charge. Okay. Next. Conjure an icy projectile aimed at 3 random enemies, dealing 50 damage. Projectile bounce towards the furthest enemy in the range 50 times. And when I spend this blue thing, projectiles bounce 2 more times. This blue thing, if we read this, it says that generate casting spells of the Enigma trait. I don't have an Enigma trait right now, so that doesn't exist. Tornadoes spawn 2 infernal tornadoes that deal 100 damage over 4 seconds. Tornadoes move across the battlefield, consuming corpses they come across. Corpses consumed by tornado deal 30% damage in the area. A bunch of corpse-related things in this game. We're gonna go here and we're gonna actually now fully invest into the summoner build. And now we get summons do 30% more damage. That's very nice. There are enough summons here to get most of the summon build. And we're gonna continue on as if there is none other than one item. We're gonna have the knight first, I would say. I don't know why I have this guy very first. Autocast random buff spells at 110 spell power. I do not have a second buff spell. I need to find the second buff spell so this does something. Right? Because right now I literally have a thing that does nothing. Autocast a random buff spell at 110 spell power. And I have none. So that's pretty sad. Where are the knights? I hear there are knights. Maybe I should have the Wartoads first. We should have this. This is every 5 fights it's like a mini dungeon boss fighty thing. So we're gonna be fighting here multiple opponents. I got my Knight Armada. I definitely want to go to shielding. And here we go, select the gem. Gems get put on spells and give them bonus effects. Mana block this and the closest spell. 40% reduced health regen. What? Mana block this and the closest spell? Why would I ever take this? I mean, there is a reason here. Mana blocking in general makes it so that the spell gets skipped and never casts. But you can cast it on other ways. The main idea of this is obviously just having spells in the build that you don't want to be casting and you only want them for the tags. That's nice-ish, but I don't want it. For 1 additional projectile per 20 bonus spell power, maximum 5 projectiles. This is for a projectile build. Generate a blitz charge on cast. Blitz charges are attack speed pretty much, and then some effects spend them. And refill 2, so you cast the spell 2 more times. After every 3 casts, gain 5 spell power and 12% area of effect. I don't enjoy any of these, to be honest. We're gonna reroll here. I literally don't enjoy any of these. They look very meh to me. I mean, the lightning maybe makes sense, but I need to go into a completely different build. This is the breaker trade. I'm not even remotely close to breaker. I'm not into that build. So let's actually roll all of these. 5% chance to fire 4 additional directions. I use this. The 2 closest spells gain refill 2. I mean, maybe. 15 spell power. Gain 1 more spell power whenever you consume a corpse. I'm not really doing that. Gain 1 health regen per 10 spell power. Maximum of 20 health regen. For every 200 health you regenerate, gain to 25 rage. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with this. So we get health regen and more rage. We still might go into the Soul Waker build. You can now only recover 75% of your missing health after each fight. This is extremely dangerous. Permanent modifier. So the moment I press enter, this is gonna stay with us for the whole game. This is extremely dangerous. Mythical enemies deal... you know what? I don't care. We don't want this. We don't want... You can only regenerate 75% miss of health. Roll them. Melee enemies deal up to 24% more damage based on your missing health. I'm okay with that. Dying if I'm low life, might as well. 2 fights in the zone. I mean, 24% more is not that much. 2 fights in this zone spawn 3 banshees. A godly enemy whose attack deals more damage. You have 40% less health regen. Area spells have 40% less area. Okay, I'm okay with those. I'm okay with those. We're good. Let's go on. And here's the permanent modifier. 3 shops is what I would say. And now I have 11, so I'm gonna start generating more slowly. I still go for only 1 at a time. Shapeshift. Shapeshift into Werewolf while shifted gains 60% attack speed and transform attack spells into the right into Howl. And Howl is gain evasion score for 6 seconds. I don't think this is part of the build. Shapeshift your hero. Shapeshift the trait itself, just shapeshift. It's nothing, it doesn't mean anything. The only thing that it does is that you can only have 1 at a time. Fireball, launch 2 fireballs aimed at random enemies. Fireballs explode an area. Spend 1 electricity. Fireballs leave behind a trail of fire. Blitz charge as the game sells. And harvest, consume nearest corpse to regenerate 20 health and refill 1. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna say gain health regen based spell power. I guess it goes here, it doesn't really matter. Is any of these a buff? Defensive refill, shapeshift. I don't think so. I would like to get the werewolf form just for the very last one, if that even makes sense. I would like to see if it makes sense, and let's go. Will I be a werewolf for literally half a second? Is this a good choice here that I did? What is this? Why is this going down? Oh, it's going down because I'm gonna get rage the moment it hits. I think I become a werewolf for literally half a cast. I'm not really sure this is worth it. The werewolf is definitely not worth it. But we're gonna be winning this fight easily. I enjoy my armada of knights we have. And that should be it. I think I should have gotten the 20 XP on the very first fight we had. Nice. And we beat the enemies here. We're gonna fully heal. This is definitely gonna get thrown out. By the way, the area changed. It looks nice. And here we get our mastery, as the game calls them. So here I'm most likely gonna spend all my rerolls to find what I want. I'm a summoner. I'll try to at least get the summoner. If I get the summoner, it's gonna say whenever you cast a refill spell, which most of my summons are, you have 50% chance to summon an Armor Spectre, which is good. If you have at least 3 martial spells equipped, instead summon an Attack Spectre. I mean, I'm good with all these. So I need to find the thing. Passive all minions. Wait, isn't this what I have over here? Nope, that's not it. Let's actually read what we have, and then we're gonna see with what we're gonna go with. Spells that cost at least 20 mana gain 45 spell power. These cost less, so that's useless. All projectile spells now gain bonus projectiles from Doom Quiver. Gain 10 rage whenever you cast a projectile spell. That's a completely different build. Ward, gain 15 rage whenever you deflect the hex. This is okay. Combat start, transform the closest spell into a Grim Tongue Scroll. Okay. Activate, consume 50% of your rage and heal with 100% of the amount consumed. Minimum 50 health. Okay, and the scroll does passive gain 2 mana whenever you deflect the hex, and active summon 2 Crim Tongues. This might happen. We can also see down here what it's gonna transform into later. The spell now counts as 2 random second traits, or Crimson Tongue now summons 1 additional Crim Tongue, and the sack spell. Definitely this is gonna get rerolled, forget this. Bulwark. Gain 1 additional life, deal 5% more damage for each life you've lost. And this is a Bulwark spell, gain a blood barrier for 4 seconds, grants it for armor score, while active hexes that hit you are always deflected. Okay, that's good. Bulwark spell generate 1 shielding, which grants you shielding. I mean, the Bulwark spell is gonna come with this, so I like this. Doom Quiver is out, throw this away. These are my rerolls here, we're gonna most likely... Tentac. Gain increased damage for each unique trait you have, not really. For each unique trait you have, active gain 100 health, not really, let's roll this away. Soulwaker, I can go into Soulwaker build. Gain 10 attack damage, 100% evasion score, and 100% hex score while berserking. Okay, I like that. I like that. And I'm gonna be into... am I into this build at all? Yeah, these should be swift here. So I will be into this build. And that means 30% more rage and more spell power. Soulbreakers gain spell power for every 25 rage you gain. Yeah, I like this. And the spell itself does passive gain bonus spell power equal to 5% of your combined evasion and hex deflection score. That's nice. And active is shatter the ground beneath you, dealing 6 damage to enemies towards your current target. Okay, I like this. Let's get that. And it's my first buff spell for the first time, so that's nice. And here is the resonance thing. Gain 10% attack speed, projectile spells gain spell power or gain experience right now. Or just skip to go for something higher. I'm gonna say skip to go for something higher. And I'm gonna get 3 rerolls here for 16. So you go out, you go in, and now we have, this is a buff spell, and this is active gain 3D, and random buff spell gets cast. So this is gonna cast this, and then this is gonna also attack, right? Yeah, auto cast a random buff spell, 110 power, and then this is gonna cast a bit later. I would like these to be split in a way, like this. So this happens, and then this happens. And we're gonna go health regen, spell power. You go here. This is more spell power based on my evasion and hex deflect score. So we're gonna get a bit more regen out of this. Yeah. Let's see what we're gonna go with. There is a resonance thing here. And then there is a... this is a bit irrelevant. What are these spells themselves? Yeah, the alternate dimension thing. Passive autocast this at 25% spell power whenever you generate any charge. I'm not really generating charges, but I like this. Launch 3 gold missiles that deal 20 damage. Missiles revolve around you that train after a short delay. Okay. And this is a fire electric missile towards the current target. I don't care about that. We're gonna get Heart of Gold. We're not gonna use that. Let's go. We're still waiting for 20 of this. Soulraker, just to be clear, does the following. You gain more rage, 30% right now. And Soulraker spells gain spell power for every 25 rage you gain, 2 spell power right now. So that means that this thing is gonna be scaling spell power, and therefore we're gonna get more regen, and the more we regen, the more rage we gain. So this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Let's see how this goes. And once again, every time we attack, this spell generates mana. I would like to see the slam again. Oh, the slam is like a... It's like a... Oof, it's an animation that zooms in. Yeah, it's literally an animation that does... And down here you can see the spell power, it's at 128, so we're gaining more and more regen, and we're healing more and more, and therefore we're gaining more and more rage. It's just a combo that's happening here permanently. And then rage gives us more spell power, and that gives us even more healing. Here's the first Banshee, the godly enemy, as it says. We have our armada of units here helping us out. Nice. I'm most likely gonna try to go into Soulwaker build. I mean, there are literally only 2 things out of these 4 I can get. I guess it makes sense to get 3 more refreshes and we're done with this thing. Okay, I have 21 now. I can always reroll at least once. So normally you get 1 reroll per round. So I'm gonna be getting 3 rerolls per round. So we're gonna start to slowly trickle back to insanity. What is this? It's Eclipse and Avarita. I can go into an Avarita build and go away from summons. I'm not forced to stay in the summons just because I started with it. I mean, if anything, I'm not really into summons. All 3 of my summons are still gray. And DPS wise, they're down here. I mean, the ice guys are definitely up there. So, Avarita and Eclipse. I have a second Eclipse already. So that would make sense. And I have 3 Avarita, which also would make sense. And this is autocast whenever you generate any charge. I'm not generating any charges. That's okay. This is about to do. Basic attacks regenerate 6 health. After casting 9 times, transform this spell into Crescent Flare. Active, launch 2 projectiles towards your current enemy, dealing 35% damage. Okay, 35%, not percent, just flat. Create a lightning infused ice nova at a random enemy location. Okay, consume the nearest corpse. We're gonna get this, obviously. Right, let's roll 1 time. And we found one more summon staff. What is this? All spells to the left gain additional area. All spells to the right for additional projectiles. On an active, randomly select either left or right side. Grant 3 closest spells on that side, 3 spell power. Okay. And with a shield, both of them. Bear form, shapeshift and burst, stunning enemies. Mod shifted gain 40 armor. But your charge spenders can no longer spend charges. Okay, Do you want to be a bear? I don't think so. We're gonna go with throw out you and you. And throw in you and you. Actually, I cannot throw out the toad. And now I'm into Avarita and Soulwaker. So Avarita says 50% more resonance gain. That is this thing. And the clip says my 3 rightmost spells gain 30% more mana. And that I would like to be this bad boy, this thing. And honestly... I guess this, so that it casts the projectiles, or more summons. I guess the summons. I mean, I would like this to be the whatever is expensive, so definitely go with the summons. Let's go into the fight and see where this goes. Okay, that looks nice. The 3 hearts look nice. Oh, this thing is like a spike on the ground. I'm seeing it there. Yeah, it's like a purple spike. I like it. Heart of Gold is doing a decent amount of damage. I mean, I'm still thinking that if your basic attacks do more than your other attacks, then you're doing something wrong. So maybe I'm doing something wrong here. The knights were good anyway. Also, the more these fights last, we're definitely okay. This is getting chunks of mana. You see this chunk. Yeah, because obviously I'm attacking, and this says basic attack grant 1 mana. Chunk. That makes the mana orb just need to stay low, less there. Very nice. This went decent. Martial spells fire additional projectile, completely useless. Martial 5. For every 3 projectile fires the spell, completely useless. Although this is a projectile spell, right? Basic attacks regenerates itself, attack spell, projectile. And this is also projectile, attack spell, projectile. And this says it shoots 3 missiles. This it says 2 missiles. I didn't even read the crescent flare, by the way. Basic attack, grant the spell 1 mana. Okay. Active, fire a volley of 6 projectiles in all directions, dealing 3d damage. After short delay, dash towards a random enemy and pull the projectiles back. Okay, so it's like a League of Legends ultimate. For every 3 projectiles fired by the spell, gain 2 attack damage. Maximum 20 attack damage. Martial spells, 1 projectile. Martial spells are any spells that have the martial tag, which... most of these don't. I mean, this guy does. This has martial 6, but it doesn't shoot projectiles, so that's useless. The rest of these spirit spells gain 15 spell power. This spell now counts as a Drake Spirit. I'm not into Spirit like at all, so Spirit is like a trait. You can see it's... Is it? Seer Spirit. Ah, this is it. It's these spells. We're not into these spells. Ancestries, Disciplines. Okay, there are a lot of these. Okay, there are a lot of trees. Your spells generate 20% more mana from sources that are not your mana orb. Okay, so the basic attack mana gain, pretty much. Basic attacks grant this spell 1 mana. Nice. This has 10% chance of being granted to all attack spells. Oh, you know what? I like this. Let's go with just casting a bunch of things a bunch of times. Let's go with this idea. Let's just straight up go with this idea. And I would like the Opulent Sun to be casting a bunch of times. We're not gonna spam XP, by the way. So we start having some room here. And also start finding higher tier stuff. What is this? Phantom gain bonus evasion score for every 10 attacks evaded. I don't care about that. Harvest. Explode. Fiery Arbust dealing damage. This is every 3rd basic attack cause your targets to explode. Yeah, we don't care about that. Let's put our summon in here, by the way. Although, obviously, I want to go Avarita 5 if possible. Or Soulwaker 4, that would be even better. Anyway, we're rolling away from these. Actually, I should be getting whatever. I should never completely roll away. Passive. Whenever you deflect a hex, enemies inside of it take 10% increased damage for 6 seconds. Active, gain 3d armor score for 6 seconds for every 3d spell power this casts with. Spawn a hex that is guaranteed to be deflected. Oh, nice. And we're gonna obviously go into this, so we go a bit deeper into Avarita. Found the sun level up, but we also found this thing. Empower 6. Empower yourself for 6 seconds. Gaining 10 attack damage. While empowered, basic attacks will grant you 1 hex deflection and 1 evasion score. Okay. There's also Berserker. This thing. And Berserker says... Berserker spell generate a Blitz charge on cast. And there is an Avarita spell that is also Berserker. Mana with the spell to the left, increase spell of the right mana cost by 5. Active for 4 seconds, basic attacks around the spell for the left. Okay, a bit weird, but this is Avarita and Berserker. And the other thing I just found here is Soulwaker and Berserker. So I could go Avarita 5 And maybe Berserker 2 giving us attack speed, plus rage and whatnot. I mean, I am already using Opulent Sun, but I think I'm seeing a build here being made. So let's actually get this. This is this a random one? It's a random buff, and this is a buff, right? This is a buff. Is this a buff? This is also a buff. Well, if we're gonna put buffs into this anyway, might as well put the one that costs 6 mana and is easier to rotate through. Well, one more time. And honestly, I don't care about any of these, but we found a Berserker build item here. But I don't think we're really gonna care about this. So let's just go. The build looks better to me. I'm thinking if this should be here or if it should be... For now, let's actually put it here and see how it goes. Attacks, give this thing 1 mana. And with 10% chance to give 1 mana to everything is the idea here. And now this is hopefully hitting this whenever it can, and not that, but it's okay. Let's go back to my stats. Basic attacks are first, as always. I mean, at this point it makes sense that my basic attacks are first. We have a bunch of basic attacks related things going on. There is an elite here. I could speed up the game, by the way. But I don't think I want to. I do enjoy the normal EC. Oh, and this actually leveled up. Nice, so actually we saw the Opulent Sun level up. We'll continue going for XP for the rest of time here. Reaver, what is this? Strike is in a small area, dealing 45 damage to nearby enemies. Spend 2 shielding to gain electric and echo or whatever that is. What's this? Flingeration, we're gonna get them power, roll them. Oh, we found a... yeah, we found the thing we're using. What is this? Launch a magical deck of cards aimed at 2 random enemies, dealing damage. Spend 1 electricity, which we are generating now. With 3 seconds, gain Martial 6 and auto-cast the spell at 20% spell power whenever you basic attack. Okay. And it's Eclipse. And we have already 3 Eclipse. No, we have 2 Eclipse, right? No, we have 2 Eclipse. Will I go Eclipse? I don't think I'm gonna go Eclipse. We're gonna stay where we are with Eclipse. What is this, though? Electros. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna stretch myself soon. Let's go Battlecry here. Let's go the thing we're already using. What is this? Whenever an enemy haunted by the spell dies, grant 2 closest spell power. Dash to target haunting them. Okay. Give me this. So this now is 15 attack damage. While empowered, basic attacks grant you 1 deflection, 1 evasion. By the way, Hex deflection and evasion power this thing up. Right? Because it says gain bonus spell power equal to 5% of your evasion and Hex deflection. So these combo literally. And we found another Soulwaker. The tier 3. Launch 3 ethereal orbs in all directions. Orbs fire the laser that deal 25 damage to enemies, and then if I have to blue, which I don't, permanently gain 1 spell power every time you cast that. Well, this definitely joins. And I'm Soulwaker 3, so going Soulwaker 4 is definitely better than being Breaker 1, right? And this is also Bulwark. I didn't even see that. Okay, okay, this Bulwark. Bulwark gives us a shield. Do we have a shield gain? No, but we have this thing which says auto-cast this whenever you generate any charge. So we're going into generating charges right now. Is any of Arita here? Yes, there is, so I don't need the summon anymore. I'm gonna go this Avarita. Nice. And by not going into summon, you gain 3d armor score for 6 seconds. Every 3d spell power this casts on a hex. I think this is better. I mean, it's definitely better than the summon Wartoad. Definitely. I think we're good. We're Avarita 3, Soulwaker. I wanted to go Soulwaker 4. Ah, I see the problem. Okay, so I'm either not gonna be Avarita. No, we're definitely gonna stay everything. Let's try to play this and see how it goes. I want to see this ability in the first place. I think we're good. I don't think we're gonna lose anyway. Oh, this is the boss fight. That was not a good choice to do experiments on, but I think we got this. Oh, the laser beams look sexy. We're getting a bunch of hearts because this is giving us a shield. The shield gives us just gain 3d3 shield. So every time this casts, we gain 3d3 shield. We're most likely Hex deflected, Hex deflected. We're most likely gonna lose a life here. Maybe it was a wrong choice. The laser beam is doing the most damage on Maker, but my basic attacks have fallen off completely. So it feels like we are a decent amount worse than what we were. We're gonna guaranteed lose a life here the way I'm seeing this. I also have this buff, a debuff that says I take more damage low life. We got a more powerful Crescent Flare now. So we're getting blinks, so theoretically we're avoiding hexes pretty often. Yeah, that is actually happening. 300 life left, 6 enemies left. Are we gonna lose the life before the end? No, we're not. Nice, we actually survived here. If I do additional projectiles, 20% reduce spell power. Definitely works on the Heart of Gold, definitely. If placed onto an attack spell, gain Martial Fall, otherwise mana block the spell. Martial Fall once again has increased spell damage by X for every 10 attack damage you have. So this is 4% damage for every 10 attack damage you have. 4% spell power actually. 4% spell power for every 10 attack damage we have. Now attack damage, I'm not really sure what that is. Martial 3, gain Martial 1 for each equipped buff spell. Okay, just this is pretty much spell power. Mana block the closest spell. For each mana blocked spell you have equipped, gain 3 spell power and 3 mana cost. So this mana blocks a spell, and itself gets more mana cost and more spell power. So once again, the idea here is you don't want... mana block means the mana orb never goes into it. It still gets the mana through other effects. So theoretically, I should mana block this, so it doesn't... yeah, so I don't spend 20 mana on this. Although I definitely want to be casting this fast anyway. Nah. Let's go with 2 additional projectiles, 20% spell power. I like that. Generate for less rage, that's instantly death for the build we're doing. Ranged enemies spawn a homing missile on death, dealing 20 damage. Okay, I'm okay with it. Enemies' hexes are larger and come more frequent. That's good for us. Enemies' hexes have add 2 mana to the cost of your attack spells for 2 seconds. That's extremely bad. 2 fights in the zone spawn disruptors who reduce your mana regen. Okay, we might die, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. For now, it works. Gonna get 20 XP. I'm only gonna get XP from here on out. More projectile on the loop-de-loop. Give me this back for a moment. Give me this for sure. What is this? Sharkstone. Yeah, we read that. By that, roll them. I fought on passive whenever you deflect a hex, grant the spell 2 close spell power. Active, conjure a set of magical tentacles. Become a wolf, no. I got a level up on the toad, very nice. And most likely got a level up on this, no. For now we're good, I think. Let's do the fight. What is this? More regen, yeah. So this has now less spell power. But there's more projectiles. As you see, my mana costs go up, which is pretty bad. Look how many points we're fighting. But we have a decent amount of healing. Yeah, and now basic attacks are actually up again. Is that good though? Hex deflected, opponents are taking more damage. This is the elite. In a moment we're gonna get the opulent crescent strike or whatever it's called. The build is becoming... it feels worse and worse. The build feels worse. I think we're fighting the 2 zones have elites. 2 fights in the zone spawn 3 disruptors. God, the enemy reduces mana region. Ah, that's why this is the disruptor here. And that's the 3rd disruptor we already fought too. Okay, now the Crescent Moonstrike does the blink thing. Nice. And that was the disruptor. Actually, they even had the aura around them. Very nice, very nice. What did we get? Awaken your mastery. Mana block the spell. Okay, this thing. Spell power gained from this spell. Its passive is now granted to the 2 closest spells instead. Not really. Gain Martial 4 and regenerate 3 mana per second while berserking. That's actually really good. I'm berserking pretty often, so this is gonna gain a crazy mana regen and it's gonna be spamming a bunch of things. I like that. Shatter the ground. Yeah, I like that. Spell gives us Harbinger and Eclipse. I'm not... I am into Eclipse. I am in Eclipse. What's Harbinger? Whenever you cast Harbinger spell, auto cast it with modified spell power after a short delay. Okay. This Harbinger, I'm using it already. So this is whenever you cast Harbinger spell, auto cast it with modified spell after short delay. Any Harbinger I care about? Infernum, no. Necroweave, no. This is the thing I have. Enigma. Dash towards enemy, corpse inside, maybe, but not really. Adjutant and Breaker. I'm not really sure. Nah, I think we're gonna just go with it gets Martial 4, which is spell power based on my attack damage. So it's gonna give us even more regen. Yeah, we're gonna go with this. We found the Resonance Reward. 8 refreshes, 1 life, area spells gain power, duplicate. We're gonna skip again. I'm gonna go XP again. And I just got level, therefore another slot. And by getting another slot, now I can actually put this in. And by putting this in, I now officially am Soulwaker 4. Which now means 50% more range and 3 spell power every time I gain 25 rage. So this all fits very well. Permanently gain spell power if I had the 2 blues. I don't really gain blues. Blues are gained from what, by the way? From Enigma. Yeah, and Enigma is... random attack with modified spell power. Whenever you generate this, a random attack spell, certain spell can gain the effect. Oh, it even auto-casts. Ah, okay, Enigma is busted then. Anyway, we are gonna get the Heart of Gold here. Roll them. Legendary projectile and 3 random enemies, no. Step into alternate dimension, no. Lightning blast, no. Roll them. I should get something, by the way. I should not roll randomly. Although, once again, no, I don't even have room here. If anything, I should throw away the werewolf form. None of these, really. Maybe this. Nah, we're not gonna use these. What is this guy? Unearth. Passive Unearth Shadow Corpse whenever you deflect the hex. Active the 4 Shadow Corpses, consume them after a short delay, causing them to fire bolts, bonus projectiles, and additional corpses. This is a corpse-related thing. On the laser beam again. So now this is gonna give us a Bulwark shield, and this is gonna give us a Breaker buff. So both of these are gonna give us a buff. And then this guy is gonna fire twice when that happens. So theoretically, we should be this should be going up on damage. Yeah, it's just randomly firing whenever anything is casting. What's a permanent debuff, by the way? Ranged enemy spawn projectiles on death. Who cares? Extremely unimportant debuff. Hex deflected. Hex deflected. With Shatter is doing an insane damage now because it also has insane mana regen. Look at the speed at which this goes down, by the way. This here goes down because we have a decent amount of health regen. So, and let's not forget, every time this thing fires, we gain 25 rage. And every time we get 25 rage, something happens. No, what's happening is we gain spell power. This has, look at this, has 294 spell power, 330 spell power on whatever this thing is casting. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Very nice. We're really good. 4 refreshes. Still XP is the play, though. I want to get 1 more level if I can. So there are 7 fights left, 20 XP, 20 times 7, that's 210. Yeah, we're gonna get 1 more level and we're gonna spam refreshes. We go here for sure. None of these, honestly. There's a Harbinger here. I don't care. What is this? Is this Enigma? Oh, this Harbinger and Enigma. Ah, this is very powerful. Enigma is a free cast. Well, I didn't choose the Harbinger when I had the choice, so now it's useless. And this is Bulwark. Which gives us more shielding. Roll him. Is this summon? Oh, this is also summon. Summon Eldritch Horror. Spend 1 blue, grant a horror 3% increased base attack speed. Okay. Do I care about this? I don't think we're gonna go Summoner ever again. I think maybe Avarita is a choice, but that's it at most. And even then, I'm not really looking into it. I think what I'm looking into is maybe Breaker. And that's the Breaker of Avarita crown there, this here. But I don't think anything else really matters. Can I buy this? I cannot even buy that. It doesn't... We don't have room. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense for us to even care about that anymore. Let's completely throw away the summon idea. The summon idea is what I mean. Of course, Avarita is... We're gonna stay on that. And let's go. I will try to get the frog going. The rest of these is good. Yeah, we're good. Let's go. Laser beams. Shield once again gives us shielding whenever they cast. This charge gives us attack speed for 5 seconds on cast. Is this a disruptor? Are we still in the disruptor thing? Yeah. No, they don't look like droppers. They just look like elites. Normal, you're run-of-the-mill elites. This is maximum of 20 health regen based on... Yeah, if I have 200 spell power. And this is 270. Yeah, this thing's spell power goes up pretty fast. So we quickly get this 20 health regen. Getting more health regen would be really good for us the way we're playing this. Spells have a share okay, so spells that share a trait with your mastery spell have a 40% chance of generating a random charge on cast. This is godlike. This is godlike. So all the Soulwaker spells, which I have 4 off, when they fire, they have a 40% chance of giving us blue, red, or yellow. And that's really, really good for 2 reasons. First of all, I have a thing here that if I get 2 blues, is gonna get permanent spell power, which is really good. And secondly, I have a thing here that says if I ever gain a charge, this just fires for free. So that's really, 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 really good. Your mastery spell and the closest attack spell generate 1 mana per second for every 2 unique traits you have active. That's 5. This is insane. This is 5 mana per second. My mastery spell and my close attack spell. My close attack spell is most likely Occupant Sun. Oh, this is really good. Oh, this is better than this. This is actually a lot better than this. Because this, the main thing it does is once in a while it's gonna give us a blue gem. Which is mainly for making this for free. Not for free, but permanent spell power. And casting this for free. This is gonna make this cast for free and the Occupant Sun. But the thing is, I can make it make the Unmaker by just bringing the Unmaker closer. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Definitely that's what we're gonna do. And the Unmaker is 7 mana, so it's gonna be casting extremely often, and it's gonna give us a shield. And shield is defense. Or 50 health combat style for each spell you have equipped that shares a trait with your mastery spell, summon a greater reflection spectre. End of combat grants you 20 hex deflection score while active. That's also really, really, really good. Man, all of these are really good. We're gonna go with the mana though. I have 5 unique traits, so we're going with 5 mana regen. And we're gonna bring you over here. So this means almost every second we're gonna be firing an Unmaker laser beam. Let's go 20. And that's gonna give us a shield, of course. What is this? Passive. Whenever you cast a projectile spell, consume the nearest corpse, summon a Wither Pylon. Okay, there is a Pylons thing going on in the game. Launch 4 Mystic Orbs aimed at random spells or random projectiles, 2 mana, 3 spell power. Okay. Minotaur form. While shifted, buff spells to the right, gain 60 spell powers and 40% increased mana regen, but can no longer deal damage. I have Spring is what we're gonna go with. We're already using that. What does this do? Spell that costs at least 20, generate a random charge on cast. That's really nice for a specific build. Become ethereal for 6 seconds, gaining hex deflection, while ethereal hex deflection regenerate health equal to 100% of your equipped spell's mana cost. That's nice, that's really nice. Bite in the area does you, corpses bitten in this area, consume 20 shielding. Okay. And this just powered up. Another should be insanely more powerful. I don't care about any of these. In 50 health, whenever you deflect a hex, consume the nearest corpse to spawn an ice pylon. Yeah, there are things. Gain 20 more score for 6 seconds standing inside a pylon. Okay. Regenerate 45 health. Dash and explode 1 more time. No. Attack spells gain martial 4 while you have at least 5 soul charges. Active fire skull bomb that area after exploding bomb launches. Okay. Once again, martial mainly means spell power. Let's go. We should have 5 mana regen right now. Yeah, look at this going up. Yeah, these are going up pretty fast. And because these are going fast, we're getting free Heartbringer gold. Yeah, at the end of the day, now this is firing pretty often, so we're still getting a bunch of Heart of Gold firing for free. And also free shields, which is pretty important. I lose the shielding. Ah, okay, I see an issue here. I need to change these a little bit around. Because the moment you lose these buffs when the rotation happens, and some of my buffs here are literally the shield. I think I lose the shield, right? Do I know? I don't know. We're gonna see in a moment here. We're gonna do the same thing again. Link to the closest defensive spell and mana block it. Active, auto cast the linked spell with 85% spell power. Okay, that's awesome as an idea. Seer gives you mana regen. I like this as an idea in general. I could be into Seer build. and get the 6th one going. Nah, we're gonna get the Froggo. And another Froggo. And another one of these. And another one of these. Nice, and now this is powered up. Very nice. Earth Shatters first. So I would like this to be one more to the left. And one more to the left. Is this attack? Yeah, that's an attack. Because this is where the bow thing we got is the closest. Not this. By the way, I also have the thing that says 20% more mana regen from any source that's not the mana orb. So this combos even more with this thing. I'm not regenerating 5, I'm regenerating 7. And it should be, this is on attack speed, this is on attack speed. Yeah, this is still firing. And now the shield is gonna maintain itself a bit longer throughout the fight. Do I lose my shield when this goes to 0? I would like to know that. It's a bit hard to see because we're taking a lot of damage. 23. Yeah, but did I lose it because this hit 0, or did I just lose it because I got hit? Is the question. In a moment this here, the Autobattler Sun should start doing its thing. Which is become the Crescent Flare. It became Crescent Flare, so now we're gonna start blinking around. Nice. Damage wise, Earth Shatter on Maker, obviously. Autobattler Sun is the lowest DPS in a huge difference maker. Yeah, this is literally nothing right now. But at least we're blinking and dodging hexes. And I'm healing like crazy too. This has 450. What? 456 spell power. 500 spell power. This does 300 damage right now. This casts a spell for free. 546 spell power. So if this casts that, it's gonna be an insane hit. And we're done here too. So 5 more fights to go. Refill 4, so that means cast this thing 4 times. 30% increased mana regen. 50% reduced spell power. So it casts a bunch, but with less spell power. I would like to put it on Battlecry. Because this gives us 30 rage and auto cast a random buff with less spell power, but it's gonna have more spell power because this buffs itself anyway. And 30 rage again is really good. And if this goes faster, it's also really good. And then it's gonna be firing. This fires buff spells. So this is a buff spell, 1. This is a buff spell, which is not a good one. This is not. This is also not. This is also not. And this is a buff spell, which is decent-ish one. For 30 seconds. Why does that even matter? I enjoy this a lot. I could have it on this one too, by the way. Deal damage to enemies quicker. I don't think that's worth it though. I think this on this is good. Because this casts another spell at 541 spell power. Which then obviously combos with the other thing spell power and then goes like crazy. Let's see what else we have. 50 spell power, gain 3 more spell power per active minion. Useless for us. Refill 1, okay. Gain 10 spell power and 24% area effect for every area spell you have equipped. Or area spells have reduced area. I don't really have area, do I? Yeah, I don't think I have area. No. The first time you fall below 50% health, gain 300 shield. And grant the spell 50 mana for 5 seconds. Very mediocre. Let's get this. Let's get the first idea I had. Less rage, that would kill the run. You now can only heal 75% of the fight. That's also pretty dangerous, but it's okay. At least that is manageable. Will I get enough resonance for the next one? I need 900, and each fight gives us 100 plus 50, 150. And I need 900. 150 per fight, and there are like 4 fights left. Even if it's 5 lives left, it's 750, so it's not enough. So we're gonna just choose here. 12 sharp refreshes is a good choice. Duplicate the spell 2 times. Tier 1, 2, or 3. I guess the Unmaker. Right? In 650 health and 65 range score, that's really powerful. I mean, 650 health is, based on what life we have right now, is 20%. That's a lot. And 60 evasion score is also decent. 20 health regen. I think 20 health regen is the play because it combos with for every 200 health regen generate 25 rage. So I think this is what we should go for. Yeah, let's go with 20 health regen. Level one more time. And then we're gonna be going for the refreshes. Refill 4, increase mana regen by 50%. I think this should go here. I want to see this in action. We definitely get this. What does this do? Mana block the spell to the left and increase the spell to the right. I go by 5. Active. For 4 seconds, basic attacks grant the spell to the right to spell power. What? For 4 seconds. So the thing on the left is never gonna be cast, which is gonna go on this one, to be honest, because this is auto casting anyway. And let's add it to the build. I don't know. Is Breaker and Avarita? What is the bulwark thing? That piece. We stay as we are, obviously. Give me this. Give me this. And that's it. Let's go. I'm gonna spend the rest of my coins at the fight 20. If I remember, of course. Let's see the new build. Let's see how this feels. Boom. 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 Fire this again. Boom. So every time this fires again and again, obviously we're good. Look at how fast this goes. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Sometimes I'm not able to heal. Is there some kind of debuff enemy? You have 40% reduced evasion. Your shields are 40% less effective. Area spells cost 5 more. For some reason, sometimes I'm not healing. Oh, I'm full life. I'm not even losing life anymore, man. So half my build doesn't even work if I don't lose life. I think we're a lot better. I'm not gonna do this. We're gonna get more sharp refreshes now. What is this? Gain 60 shielding and dash towards a random enemy, grading 5 ice explosions. Each explosion deals damage. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What is this? Gain 175 health and 3D evasion score after casting or auto casting 8 times. Summon a flame worm. No. By the thing we're using. By the Thrago. What's not part of the build anymore? Honestly, the Thrago is not. The Thrago is not gonna. I could go Avarita 5, but Avarita is for this resonance thing, and it's just not gonna happen. So forget Avarita 5. You guys are out. But what we do care about is Breaker. What else is in Breaker? The Glacier Step. Spirit and Breaker. Are we in Spirit at all? No. Are we in Electron at all? Doom Quiver. We're in Doom Quiver. I want this. That's gonna give us one more thing. Or Arcane, for that matter. Is any of these Arcane? Arbringer. No, that needs 3. Reaver. I'm not to Reaver at all. Spirit. I'm not Spirit at all. Okay, I want the arrow shot, I guess. Roll them. And we found it. But I want the Heart of Gold, of course. I want the Heart of Gold. The thing is, if I go Doom Quiver, I'm gonna give this thing one more projectile, which is obviously really good. Now that I'm thinking about this, why am I doing this on this? Yeah, you should go here. But yeah, I would like to go this, Doom Quiver. It's gonna give us another trait, and it's also gonna break us more into the Breaker build, which is more attack speed pretty much. Roll them. Nope. Roll them. This is Harbinger, but I'm not into Harbinger. I only have one of them. Otherwise it would fit. Roll them. And roll them. And this is Seer. Oh, I could go into Seer. Once again, what is this? Link closest defensive spell and mana block it. Auto cast a link spell for less spell power. Could be more though. 12 mana. Link the closest defensive spell. Here is free mana. Every 5 seconds gain free mana. Closest defensive spell. What's my closest defensive spell? Attack spell. Buff defensive. This thing. This thing not casting on its own. Projectile spell. Passive buff refill. Defenses. Ah, this thing. I don't want to cast this. Honestly, I don't want to cast this. I think this is a stupid spell. Might as well cast the Earring Sun. Although, I think it's better to go with Doom Quiver and this. Yeah, let's just go with this. Let's go. Let's go. I do prefer this over that. This is gonna give us mana, this is gonna give us more projectiles, okay? And more projectiles, this thing here is gonna be helpful on my actual attack I'm using. Plus, this itself is Breaker, and Breaker means we're gonna get more attack speed. So I prefer that. Let's go. Oh yeah, the loop-de-loops now do more loop-de-loop damage. The loop-de-loops do more loop-de-loop damage. As Sifd would explain. Unmaker now goes up. Basic attacks also go a bit higher than what they previously were. Laser beams. Yeah, look at this. They can't even get through our shielding. Which they can, but... No, we are busted. We're pretty busted. I'm playing with 4 shields here. 2 shields. 3 shields. It's insane, it's insane. We got a busted build, as always. Although this game obviously is definitely a busted build game for sure. Let's roll them. And we get another one. Okay, 200 health. Combat start. Summon a greater armor spectre for each buff spell you have equipped. Okay. Gives us armor score while active. That's actually really good. I have a decent amount of buff spells. Next. If you have at least 4 buff spells, mana block the 2 leftmost ones. Otherwise, gain 120 evasion hex. Ooh, that's actually really, really good. Okay, let's see how many buff spells. Lightning is reduced. Tier 1 and Tier 2 spells generate the lightning on cast. Tier 1 and Tier 2, so that's 1 star and 2 star. So let's see how many buff spells we have. Otherwise, I guess this. It's a 2 star buff spell. 2 star not buff spell. 3 star not buff spell. 3 star not buff spell. 1 star buff. 2 star buff. And no star buff. Okay, so I have 4 buff spells. So this doesn't fit. This fits. I have a bunch of tier 2s. I think we're going with this. Let's go with that. 30% less effectiveness on lightning, but everything generates lightning. And I got a level. So you know what now happens? This boy joins. No. Lightning joins. Because this gives us Doom Quiver and Breaker. Well, this gives us only Breaker and makes our rate a bit better. So now we're gonna go with this, and it's also 1 star, so it's even better. And this goes, I don't know, first. I don't. It really doesn't matter. This lasts forever. The idea here is that this just exists to generate even more lightning charges. Lightning charges are attack speed. We're gonna go super crazy now. And I'm also into Doom Quiver, so more projectiles onto the 2 things, and also because I now have 6 traits. The passive I got, which I don't even know where it is. This here is 1 mana per second for every 2 unique traits. Ah, I didn't read this correctly. Okay. This is not as busted as I thought it is. Well, right now it is giving us 3 mana per second. Plus the 20% from this thing. So it's actually better. So it used to be 2 mana per second previously. Or I guess 2.5, depending on how the dev has coded the game. Roll them, get the main thing we're using. Roll them, I don't care. Roll them. Roll them. None of these matter. None of these matter. None of these. And another heart, which we are actually using. Definitely better than the lightning. Is the heart better than the lightning? I don't know. Let's get the lightning. These are together. This is out of the build. For sure. It doesn't fit really. The game's about to end anyway. Okay. Maybe the basic lightning does something. Yeah, we have 11. Look. We have a blitz charge 9, 10. So that's attack speed. 105 power, gain 10% attack speed for 5 seconds. Each one. 110 power, yeah. Every single one of these gives us 10% attack speed for 5 seconds. We're like that. Unmaker's going up. This Xieroeh's going up. We're also gaining a bunch of... Now I also have blinks because this is gaining a bunch of mana. Like, everything just combos with each other. I love it. We're busted. More rerolls because we're about to end the game anyway. And give me the buff. Nice. Roll them. Give me the buff. Roll them. None of these. What is this? Eye of the Winter. Passive. Summon a floating eyeball that moves across the battlefield whenever your basic attack. The eyeball fires a small laser pointed toward downwards. Dealing 20 damage in area. Active. The A-ball fires and powered laser does 90. Okay. Okay, awesome. I could go into the Xieroeh build and go away from the... Well, how much lightning? The lightning blast did nothing. Let's try this. Why not, right? I mean, I'm still 6 here, but this time I'm Xieroeh, which is mana regen. 25 mana to use that. Can I mana block this? Roll them. Autobattler Sun is something we're using. What is not gonna level up most likely? Most likely this is not gonna level up. Most likely. And also it's my most stupid spell anyway. Nice level. Oh. Maybe level this thing. Okay, let's see how good or bad this is. This is not the very final fight. Okay, this is huge. It's doing some small explosions over there. Okay, okay. It's here. It exists. I wouldn't say it's part of the build, but I guess it exists, you know. Now we're gonna go back to the lightning, of course. Do with the lightning. There's also 25 mana. I would also like to see the huge explosions happening. Kaboom! Nah, very mediocre. After winter's out, not part of the build. I thought my attack speed is gonna somehow make it viable, but it's not. Okay, so this is gonna be the final fight here. Okay. Projectile spells gain 50 soul power. At 10% attack speed is nice. We're gonna go health and Hexteflex. Why not? Hexteflex. This is the final fight, so we're gonna throw you out forever. We're gonna make you join forever. And this is not the build. What you're seeing is what you're getting. This is literally the build. Let's roll them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First, last, literally how we had it. Nothing changed. Now we're gonna roll literally through everything here. I don't think there is any reason for us to keep the thing. What is this? I wanted to read that. Maybe the stupid thing. Out of gold. What is this? Chains of Madness. Conjure 2 sets of ethereal chains, dealing 50 damage to all enemies hit. Spend 1 and 1. Conjure 1 additional set of chains. Martial 5. This. Nice. There's still a chance we're gonna get some kind of legendary here. Maybe. Is it gonna be the Heart of Gold? Is it gonna be the Autobattler Sun? Nope, definitely not the Autobattler Sun. This literally just became silver. Okay. Nice. Come on, the last 3. Nope. Nope. Come on. Give me these. Nope. And nope. We didn't get a single super legendary, but it's okay. It's not like I have any control over it anyway. Let's go. Let's go and end the game. This became better. Just as more damage, I guess. This also became better. I have 700. I have 7,450 life. Now, in case you don't know why I have this much life, it's because we had the passive that says, I think it's the ring, that says I gain 100 health every time I use a reroll. Spending them all gives us more. Look what's even happening. Lightning Blast does nothing, but at least it's only 8 mana. We're attacking like super crazy. This thing is doing 200 damage. This is 472 spell power. My health regen is through the roof. We're not even losing life at all. Yeah, we're literally waiting for opponents to do something. This thing is gaining mana like crazy every time we attack. And every time it casts, we get a blink. Right? Because it does this attack around and the loop-to-loop lasers and just everything is just going crazy. And this is at ×1 speed. This is what it looks at ×2 speed. But I do prefer the ×1 speed. It still looks pretty fast. I have to say props to the dev for making this fast. The game was supposed to launch on the 2nd, on Q2. I guess which would be the first 3 months of the year. So, but I think it's gonna launch in the second 3 months of the year. So this is pretty much this boy. Demo ended. We won here. Let's hide the demo panel. By the way, I really like this card here. Tier 6, 10 mana. If the release game spell is casted with at least 20,000 wishlists, make the developer of this game extremely happy. Gain +1 wishlist. Can cause a rational urge. So that's the build. That is Godslayer Arena. I believe it's one of the better games that is coming out. And by the way, there is this thing, more classes, which obviously are gonna completely change everything this game has to offer. And of course, difficulty setting, as all of these games have. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed what you saw, definitely drop a like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be playing a bunch of different games, and I might play this again. I will definitely play this again when this comes out, especially if you guys enjoy this. So if this video itself goes well, that means I'm going to play the launch. If the video goes very badly, I'm most likely not going to play the launch. But if it goes well, I will definitely will. So yeah, game's awesome. I really like it. Hope you guys also enjoyed. The replayability is definitely there. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and see you guys around.